Welcome to World at Work TV. I'm Allison Avalos, and I'm joined today by Supriya Bahri and Christine Brand of Accenture. And we're talking about market intelligence, driving a higher rate of return on talent. We know compensation professionals rely heavily on data, acquiring it and analyzing it. Talk about some of the limitations with market data in the past.
Market surveys provide robust information on the value of jobs in the market. However, we live in a digital era right now. And big data is everywhere. So everybody has access to so much more data than they did before. Market surveys definitely, while they provide you data for the jobs, they lack in a few areas. One is, by the time the survey data is released to the employer, it's a few months old. And by the time the employer uses that data, it could be many months old, 9 to 12 months old, depending on when the results are released and what your cycle is. In a digital era, it is key to be able to leverage all the big data that is there in order to make your data more holistic, more integrated with your existing employee data and market data, and to provide the business a clear, integrated, holistic view of the labor market, which is more real time versus being one-dimensional. The other thing is that market surveys are trying to be broadly inclusive. So as a company, you may be differentiating your jobs greater or lesser than the market data, but in order to be broadly inclusive, they get lumped together. You're not able to track emerging skills and hard skills in the market surveys. So this is largely what is holding back some of the features of market surveys and needs to change to be real-time, holistic, and integrated in bringing a higher return on talent.
So what are some of the innovations then that are helping organizations get a better picture of their competitive labor market?
Thanks, Alison. That's a very good question, and I think we have to take a step back first and really ask why is it so important. If you think about the cost landscape of companies or what the value is of their assets, people, the skills, the talent is in many companies the biggest asset that they have. At the same time, it is also a large cost component, and so that really drives that we need to apply our most intelligent information and information that we have at hand to drive the right outcomes in how and where we are investing our rewards payroll spend. With this, it certainly helps that, and Supriya mentioned that, with the digital age, we have an abundance of data at hand, at your fingertips basically. And with big data analytics, we can much more harvest and analyze the data and drive to more insights that help us making the right decisions. So in terms of the innovation, it's really sort of holistically integrate all the data points that we have at hand. Looking at the attrition data, looking at our joiner information that we have from the people that are actually joining your company, and we understand at what price points we are hiring them in, as well as understanding the people that we were not able to hire and what were the reasons for it. And then combining this with insights from online sources that really give you, this is kind of the market relevant pay as of today. And with this, when you look at all the data that you have at hand, you are able to do a holistic assessment and analysis and to drive kind of a conclusive, cohesive story that will enable you getting a good level of comfort in the decisions that you are ultimately driving out of this information.
So why do you two feel that better market intelligence is so critical in today's environment?
20 years ago, employees were not able to go online, describe their job, and find the value of that. That's just one piece of it. It's one piece of the puzzle. One is the consumer or employee awareness has increased, multifold. Okay. The other thing is our rewards budget continue to be limited, tight, stagnant budgets. We've seen that across the world. So without having the right price points or market intelligence, you may end up doing a peanut butter spread of your budget, which will ultimately demotivate the skills which are in high demand. So people in those skills might say, okay, I just got the same amount. I need to find something better. So overall, market intelligence is a key driver in multiple processes. In your rewards planning process as to what are your budgets going to be set, in your salary ranges, in the final administration that who receives what. So market intelligence, market data has to be viewed in a very holistic manner and not a flat one-dimensional manner, which we've done for several years. But given the wealth of data that we sit on these days that is accessible to us and to the employees, we need to be holistic. We need to integrate multiple streams of data to get to the right decisions.
What we need to recognize and realize in today's world where the businesses are changing. It's very dynamic, very agile. You see new business functions coming up very quickly. We need to be able to not only react to it, but be proactive about it. Same with skills. We see emerging skills popping out much faster the last 2 to 3 years than we have ever seen before. Globalization of workforce that requires different or imposes different challenges, where you have teams that are comprised out of people sitting in many different countries. We are talking about implementing liquid workforce. That requires kind of a much better grip on what is the market relevant pay as of today, and not only today, but being able to predict what is the relevant pay in the next 6, 9 months, 12 out.
With this intelligence and laser focused to be able to drive good reward decisions, that is what will ultimately drive a higher return on talent. So return on talent can be viewed quantitatively and qualitatively. You can measure it in your candidate acceptance rate. You can look at a reduction in high performer attrition. It can also be seen qualitatively, like your promotions from within, loyalty, more engagement, higher productivity, ultimately leading to the higher productivity, higher revenues for the company. So tying it all together, market intelligence is a key driver to make the right decisions and ultimately driving a higher return on talent.
Thank you both. For World at Work TV, I'm Allison Avalos.